Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCGFAM show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? Let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it after the show. Right now, let's just get into the show. Growing with Nectar. One of the issues, I guess it's a feature or a bug, however you want to look at it, is you got to mix the stuff up and then use it right then. And that can be difficult if you have someone else growing in your garden, helping you out or that kind of thing, to get them to do that, you know, the precision mixing of the whole thing to make it just right. But people often ask that question, can I mix it ahead of time? No, not really. But another issue is mobility issues. People that have trouble dragging out a giant bucket of water to the garden after they've mixed it up. So we had a question, can you mix up a small batch of it, more concentrated, and then mix that into water so that you can have some issues with it's not so hard to carry the whole thing out to the garden or things of that nature. And Scott talked a little bit about that, had some solutions and some scenarios. So I'd like you to watch this clip. I'll talk to you after.
Long-time Nectar fam. New profile name, you've always specified to mix the bottles in a particular order because of interactions that occur. I've never questioned that, and it's easy enough to follow the recipe. With that said, my question is this. Is it okay to mix a concentrated solution of the nutrient and add that to a larger final volume of water? Example, mixing up for 3 gallons of solution, I start with 2.5 gallons of plain water in a bucket. In a separate 1 gallon pitcher, I mix up half a gallon of water with the appropriate ratio of the bottle nutrients for a 3 gallon finished solution. Then take the concentrated nutrient solution and add it to the 2.5 gallons. Do this just for mobility issues. I am assuming I need to wait to test the pH when everything is completely mixed together. Dumb question?
No. No. And a lot of people ask, especially outdoor growers who don't want to bring all their fertilizers out to the field to mix, so they'll mix up a concentrate and take it out there. My rule of thumb has always been, whatever my volume is, and it's a sacrifice, or you can just do the math.
Yeah.
If I had 15 tablespoons, you're at 4.5 ounces of material.
Sure.
So I try to have at least double the amount of the concentrate for it to react in the water, ideally like quadruple. So if I'm putting 5 ounces of food in, I want at least 20 ounces of water for it to react to. And then I would take that out to the bigger tank and pour it in, mix it all really well, then I'd pH it. So it's doable, but I would just try to expand your water as much as you can to mix the reaction.
Give enough for it to go.
Yeah, because you want it to really not react with themselves. You want it to react with elements in the water, or at least be diluted down so they're not just instantly chemically reacting in a concentrated form.
Because you just pull this out of the bottle, it's out in the air, it's in the water, it's going, and it's just on itself if you don't have enough water there for it to kind of...
Well, and you're not taking all 7 things and going, and add. You're going, this one add, and it's mixing in, so it's reacting to water, and then you add the next one, and it's reacting to the water in the last thing, and but I see, the whole point here.
Get it.
I've got 5 gallons I need to feed in the room, but I don't want to mix up 5 gallons out in the kitchen and bring it in.
Yeah.
So I want to mix 1 gallon and then add it to 4 more. Totally doable. You may see, you may or may not ever see, but there could be this fraction of less availability, but if you have a microbial field that's strong in the soil, you're not going to even notice that. So I just don't like mixing. The worst one is I'm going away for 2 weeks and I want my friend to come over and grow for me. Well, you shut your garden down. Save yourself some heartache. Just
chop
leave
them up
now knowing they're dead when you get back. But is that same thing. It's like, can I pre-mix daily feeds in jars so all they have to do is come and pour a jar into the allotted amount of water? And no, you can't, because the concentrate is already reacted by the time they get there. And even if you do that if you mix up 5 gallons worth of stuff and a half a gallon of the solution, you want to get in there and get that mixed into the rest of that water so it stops reacting in this concentrate and reacts in the water instead.
So these bottles are all separate because... you can't, if you put it all together.
One shot. If you mix all these together,
it would die.
It literally turns into this. It goes back to its pelleted form because it's a chemical reaction that's taking it and turning it back into stones and unavailable things.
I gotcha.
So it's not a dumb question. I get it a lot. And it really comes down to I would dilute it down into as much water as you're comfortable carrying to add it to the larger.
The more water you can use in your small batch, the better.
Yep.
And certainly not no water.
No.
You know, you gotta.
I think he's safe in this
Yeah.
reaction. I think as long as you're doing it within the half hour of getting it into the next vestibule of water, you'll be good to go.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think of that? Informative, entertaining, helpful? Agree? Disagree? Questions? Comments? Throw them in the comments and we'll talk about it. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. The OCG Fam Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you tomorrow.